If you clicked on this video, then you're probably aware that you are in your wilderness season. Just like the children of Israel when Moses brought them out of Egypt into the wilderness. However, they turned an 11-day journey into 40 years. This video is to ensure that you are not adding any extra seconds, minutes, days, months, years into your wilderness season and allowing God to lead you into the promised land. And you're probably doing one of these 6 things that is delaying you from entering your promised land. So if you want to make sure that you're not delayed, make sure you watch this entire video. Hello everyone, my name is Shantai and welcome to my channel Sis in Christ Tai. I'm going to be sharing by using the children of Israel as an example as to why they made the 11-day journey into a 40-year delay. So let's jump into the reasons as to why you would be delayed in your wilderness season. Number 1 is failing God's test and not following God's instructions. So in Exodus chapter 16 verse 4, God gave instructions to Moses that he later had to share with the children of Israel. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. In the same chapter, in verse 20, it says, Notwithstanding they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was wroth with them. God gave the children of Israel simple instructions, and they did not follow it. The reason why God gives us instructions and tests us is clearly stated in verse 4, I may prove them. And one of the definitions of prove is to test. How can God trust you to follow him if he's given you an instruction and you don't obey it? What you're learning is to surrender to God. The second thing that will keep you in your wilderness season longer than it should be is murmuring, complaining. If you read Exodus till Deuteronomy, you know how much the children of Israel complain. Exodus chapter 16 verses 2 to 3. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to full us. For ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. So what you may not know is anytime you complain, whatever it is, you are complaining against God and not the people you think you're complaining about or the thing that you're complaining about. We're still in Exodus chapter 16 and we're going to go to verse 8. And Moses said, This shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For the Lord heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord. Something I want to add in here that I heard Tiffany Buckner say it. Complaining means God is not a good God. And when I heard that, I was just like, Can you imagine? God blessed you with a new job, and it was one day in the office. But then all of a sudden, a few months later, they increased the amount of days in office. Is that job all of a sudden that you cried and prayed for not a good job? Did God not bless you with it? In Exodus 17 verse 3, the children of Israel complained again, and the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses and said, Wherefore is that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Can you imagine how difficult it is to be around people who brought out of slavery, saw the Lord part the Red Sea for them, bring them across, their enemies that were after them were drowned, and then they're complaining about water and food? Like, maybe just ask, say, hey, I'm thirsty. May I have some water, please? Like, the first thing they sought to do was complain against Moses. And not even say like, oh, there's no water. They were like, wow, you brought us all the way out here to kill us off, kill us, kill our children and the cattle. Whoa. That's why Moses did it, because The third reason that you can be in your wilderness season for longer than you need to be is lack of patience. Exodus chapter 32 verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. Moses was on the mount for 40 days and 40 nights with God, getting instructions. Can you imagine? You say, okay, stay here. You have your food and you have your water and no one's chasing after you. I'm going to go and speak to God and I'm going to come back. And then when you come back, everyone's having a uns party with a golden calf. You need to learn to wait on God to answer you. Wait on God to give you your assignment. Wait on God to give you instructions. If you do not hear from Him immediately, do what He's asked you to do in the meantime. That is, read your Bible and pray. I remember I went on the fast. I had a dream about this. I don't know if it was you. Can you give me confirmation? I didn't get that confirmation until 2 days later while on the fast. You don't know when God's gonna answer you, and you cannot rush God. The fourth thing that will most definitely delay you from entering the promised land is going back to your old life. We're going to read Numbers chapter 14 verses 1 to 4. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness? And wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return to Egypt? And they said one to another, Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt. What you're going through, losing friends, losing family members, losing savings, or, losing a job, you're going through spiritual warfare. The enemy is here to kill, steal, and destroy, and he's going to do that by any means necessary. Something that I have understanding now is, yes, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but the enemy more so comes to kill, steal, and destroy your faith in God. The enemy doesn't want your money. The enemy doesn't want your car. The enemy doesn't want your boyfriend. The enemy does not want any of the materialistic things that you care for. The enemy is after your heart. The word says, hope deferred make the heart sick. So if the enemy can keep attacking you and deferring your hope and making your heart sick, it's gonna make you think like, you know what, I gave my life to Christ and I start to follow instructions, but it seems like life is getting worse. I should just go back. I should just go back to my old life. The reason why you think everything is going haywire in your life is because God removed the veil from your eyes. God opened your eyes to see. So don't think of it as the enemy is taking from you. Think of it as, okay, I'm going through training. God is teaching me how to get through this with Him. The fifth thing that will most definitely delay you from entering your promised land, from getting you out of your wilderness season, is bringing up an evil report on your promised land that God has for you. God had asked Moses to send out one person from each tribe. I think that's what it's called, tribe. One person from each tribe to search the promised land. So Moses sent 12 men, and that included Joshua, who later took over from Moses after Moses passed away. Numbers 13, 31 to 33. But the men that went up with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it, it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. God had told the children of Israel that He has a promised land for them that floweth with milk and honey. We're going to look up the definition of evil report in the Strong's Concordance. So when God gives you your assignment, or when God gives you a glimpse, whether it be from a prophecy, a pastor, or a prophetic dream He gave you directly, an evil report is whispering, defamation, defaming, unfavorable saying. Numbers chapter 14 verse 11. And the Lord said unto Moses, How long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me, for all the signs which I have shewed among them? This also should be an example to you as to why you do not tell everyone what God tells you right away, unless God tells you to share it, because people can give an evil report against your assignment. The last reason that can delay you and keep you in your wilderness season for longer than you need to be is holding on to what God is removing from you. Numbers 32 verse 13. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. Don't try to keep or hold on to anyone or anything that God is removing out of your life. God is removing it or removing them. It is for a reason that you are currently unaware of, or maybe you are aware of it, but you're struggling with letting go. That is going to keep you away from entering your promised land. The wilderness season is a process of sanctification, sanctifying your mind and your actions. It's also getting to a point of surrender, no longer doing what you want to do or doing things the way you would normally do it, but surrendering to Christ and following him and making room for him in all aspects of your life. I hope you made it to the end of this video. I hope I turned your how do I into an I know how. Make sure you like and subscribe so I can see you in the next video.